Supplemental math videos from Circle Christian School. Trig ratios, the measurement of a right triangle. Trigonometry. Have one side, one non-special angle. Trig it. This is what we do when we have to find the height of a tree. Remember to always have your calculator in degree mode. The important thing here is to remember to always set your triangle up using the trig hand of life. Each figure is totally a step in how you're going to use the trig, with the fourth and fifth finger being how you're going to use the trig. Remember to always make a target. That's the first thing you do. The target angle, the theta angle, the angle that you're going to deal with. Next, identify your hypotenuse, your opposite, your adjacent, your HOA. Then you're going to pick your trig. Do you want to use sine, cosine, tangent? Now we're ready to use the math. This is to find a side measurement. Anytime you're looking for a side measurement, that if the x, or what you don't know, is in the numerator, you are going to multiply the number by the trig. If the x, the unknown, is in the denominator, you're going to take the number and divide by the trig. Sometimes we have the sides, but we don't have the degree of the angles. So anytime that you're looking for the degree of the angle, this is when you're going to use the second key. That's your shift key, second key, and then the trig. Whether it's going to be sine, cosine, or tangent, whatever you had done, which is going to do that -1. It's going to do the reciprocal. It's the little inversey thing. Well, it's not the reciprocal, it's the inversey thing. Let's find the sides of the right triangle here. You notice we have one side and one angle, which means we're going to trig it, and it's a non-special one. Well, finding the other angle is probably the most simplest thing that's inside here. So we get the 25. Okay, so now we have to, our first finger, our thumb, is make a target. You can use the 25 or you can use the 65. For today, I'm just going to use the 65, and I'm going to make a target. It's the first thing you do. That's the angle where all the trig's going to be worked off of. Now you have to use your second finger, identify your hypotenuse, that's the easy guy, the side opposite your target angle, and then the adjacent side, the one right next to it. Make sure you put your O, your A, your H. It makes a big difference. Now we're going to work on the setup, third finger. Which trig are we going to use? Well, we're looking for O's, we're looking for A's, but we have an H. So that means we're either going to use sine or cosine. May as well start with sine first. And so I'm going to start the setup. Sine, target angle, 65 degrees, equals O over H, the opposite over the hypotenuse. And we're going to plug the values in. And our values are O is X, H is 6. And we move on to the fourth finger. Are we going to multiply or are we going to divide? Well, because the X is in the numerator, it means we're going to take the number here, 6, and we're going to multiply, numerator has that M sound to it, we're going to multiply by the trig. So by sine 65. We take our handy dandy little calculator and we simply go 6 times sine 65 and we get 5.44. So O, or our X here, equals 5.44. I like using decimals because it's not exactly even. And now we're going to find the A. We have an A and a H. I think it's easier to work off of a clean number instead of a not so clean number. So I'm going to do cosine 65, that's our target angle, equals the A over the H. Fill things in. A equals a Y, H equals a 6. Again, we see we have the variable in the numerator, so we're going to multiply by the trig. So I take the 6, the number, multiplied to the trig, cosine 65. Handy dandy little calculator, cosine. Let's see, 6 times cosine 65. And that gives us 2.54. So now we have our sides, we have all our angles, and we just plug things in. X equals 5.44, Y equals 2.54. Our hypotenuse is 6, and our missing angle is 25 degrees. And it all makes sense because the two legs always have to be smaller than the hypotenuse. And if you really want to, you can actually just use the Pythagorean theorem just to check. 5.44 leg squared plus other leg squared, 54 squared, and it should be approximately extremely close to 6 squared, or 36. Check it out. Gonna try one more here. And again, it's always easy to find the other angle. So that's going to be 50 degrees. But you can pick either angle to be your target angle. If you're not kin to doing the lower angle, you can do the upper angle. It is your choice. You get to pick the target, and that's what I'm going to do. Next, identify. Where is your hypotenuse? Where is your opposite? Where is your adjacent? Those three letters are extremely important. Make sure you have them, because that's going to allow you to use your third finger. Which trig are we going to pick? Since I have A as my one number, and I'm looking for O's and an H, then again we can pick different things that we're going to set up. A and H, well, that's cosine. So I'm going to go cosine 40 equals the A over the H. That's going to be 7 over the B. Now we have a variable in the denominator. So that means we're going to take the number 7 and divide it by the trig. It's very important that you do the number first and then the trig. Cosine 40. And you take your handy dandy little calculator again, and you're just going to go 7 divided by cosine 40 when it's in the right place. 7 divided by cosine 40, and you get 9.14. And we have an O and an A left, which is tangent. Same thing. Tangent 40 equals O over A. The O is C, the A is 7. Now we have a variable in the numerator, so we're going to take our number here and multiply it by the trig. That's your fourth finger. It tells you if you're going to multiply or divide by tan 40. So again, I'm going to take my handy dandy little calculator, 7 times tangent 40, and we get 5.87. And so we just check our answers out again. Let's see, A is 50 degrees, sounds good. Makes the 90 to all together. B, the hypotenuse, 9.14. C, 5.87. Our 7 and 5 have to be less than the hypotenuse. Good. We can always double check. 7 squared plus 5.87 squared should approximately equal 9.14 squared. You come up with something good there. You know you've got it made, and you have found all the sides of a right triangle.